Hello, welcome to Liago Tapeless Drywall Finishing. I had a wonderful trip to Calgary last weekend to visit a very successful home builder, the Riverview Custom Homes. I met the director, Tom Gibson. He is a brilliant guy, and he is truly a drywall innovator, so he can do things that nobody else can do. So yeah, he's a true expert. So today I'm going to show you how they use tape-in mud in their unique process of drywall finishing. So I'm going to show you how they save time and materials to build those luxury homes efficiently. So I'm going to put a link underneath so you can see the 3D tour of the homes they just built. It's really beautiful. So let's go take a look.
Oh, this is big.
So this is a process we've developed where we spray drywall mud. This is the first part of the process. We call it base coating. And then the next part of the process is a spray on and trowel out. So we don't leave any drywall exposure. All drywall gets covered.
It's like level 5.
Level 5 everything, not just ceilings, all walls, all areas to be painted and exposed. Obviously areas that are covered by millwork, we don't worry about it, but otherwise the whole house gets covered, all coated.
So let's say for this wall, you mix the fiber in the mud and just spray on the wall and then tribal it, and that would be a lot faster than apply the tape. Right?
Yes, yeah, that would be one thought. So I will show you where I've been isolating using tape, not using tape. Okay, so I found the greatest success when we have, so take this as an angle, right? When it's a stand-up sheet and we have the bevel, okay, I find the product very successful because of this paper wrapped edge. Where I have seen a little bit of vulnerability is when it is the raw edge of the drywall. Yeah, so, and I found it very interesting. Like I gotta give it quite a bit of credit because it's actually not the vulnerability of the product itself. It's the weakness of the drywall itself. So the product is actually adjoining to the drywall incredibly well. Then what happens is the rock itself from in behind the paper actually breaks and pulls away from the paper.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. So that's why I've recognized that tape at times has a bit better success when we have that vulnerability, because we're getting a bit more of a surface bond, right? And so that works well, right? So as in a lot of things, I've found that the hybrid system for now, it seems to be working really well, right? To just find the strengths of both, right? Another thing that's interesting, just as far as like work level and speed, is one thing we've done. I'll show you over here. Actually, it would be very interesting over here because I had a tape failure from my guy. I'm going to say it's his fault, it was not mine. So I pulled out the tape because this was bubbled, and I fixed it with the tape in mud. And I 100% trust that fix. 100%. One of the main reasons is because we actually have this butt joint on what we call butt backer board. So it is not sitting on the stud. Okay. Okay. So now I found this very imperative, and the last time we used a tapeless product, the Vario, we noticed this as a very big difference, as in how you do a butt joint, how you prepare a butt joint. And one of the reasons was, as I discovered, is that a butt joint conventionally on a stud is now is braced with a spine, right? And so then when the drywall flexes, it pulls the edge of the drywall up, leading to cracking. Whereas now that because we have a butt backer board in here in between the two studs
Yeah.
and in between the cavity, so therefore when you push, the drywall moves inward.
Yeah.
And it allows it to bind, and the products can hold when they bind. They don't always hold when they want to split.
Yeah.
So that was another thing that we do. We as a drywall company don't do butt joints any other way than just putting in butt backer board.
Yeah.
There's too much failure with the way that drywall is installed on the framing.
Yeah.
So we use that product consistently. And additionally, it allows us to actually suck a butt joint in,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So now we never have a butt joint that is crowned. We always get to fill, right?
Yeah.
And then it also allows us such security in the butt joint that we can line them up. So this majorly reduces workload. So you can actually still probably see through our spray a little bit. So we have butt joints right here, like that around the length of the room.
Oh.
And we're not worried about that splitting because of the way it's installed from behind. It has the butt backer board and it's strong and it's really better than any other system we've come up with for butt joints.
Yeah.
As you can see on this kitchen wall, the way everything's just lined up,
Yeah.
and that's inside the cavity, right?
Yeah.
Now, I believe in the tape-in product for this. It does not fail. It absolutely works every single time. But yet, as you can see, I already have tape on the butt joints, and you're going to ask me maybe why.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, I will explain why. We can go back in this room.
Okay.
So when we're talking about work and workflow, this, and I experienced this with the Vario product, when there's no netting, there's nothing to stop the product from continuing to suck in.
That's the air pressure.
Yeah, so
Air pressure. Yeah.
so just trying, so what I noticed is if I did a butt joint and I did tape it, I was hitting this like 3,
4 times.
4 times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's not more efficient.
Yeah.
What I found the best was to pre-fill it with the tape-in product,
Yeah.
tape it, coat it once, and then I'm done. I'm ready for my spray process.
Yeah.
So that ended up being more efficient in this case to tape it as opposed to not tape
When
it.
you say tape it, you're using fiber fuse.
No, in this case I'm using paper tape.
Okay.
On butt joints I've still been using paper tape. Now, the other system that we were working on is in the bevels itself. Okay, so that is your tape-in product.
Yeah. That's
Okay. Okay, so this
No,
is our
tape-
first part of the
tape-in
process. This is
Yeah.
pre-filled, or we call
Yeah.
this our. So I'm actually going to start using the terminology I've coined phrased. So I call it bevel and micro bevel.
Yeah.
Okay, micro bevel is an expression for the understanding of the way drywall is manufactured and that last little bit of curl that gets created as the paper wraps around the
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah.
Right? So the micro bevel is this last little piece that gets connected, right? So I get all my guys to use the tape-in mud first as a pre-fill as for the micro bevel.
Okay.
Right?
About this problem, you know, the product I just delivered to you, I modified the
Okay.
formula,
Okay.
and it has more fiber
Okay.
in the bag. You know, this one bag has 2 little bags
Okay.
inside, so each package 2 bags.
Right.
It's the newest formula.
Oh, so that we can get more fiber in the mix.
Yeah, it'll
Okay.
improve
This
something like
pullback.
this.
Okay.
So you let me know
If it
to
works.
see if it's better. You
Understood.
know, the new formula, it is shorter and thinner fiber,
Okay.
and that means the same 1 bag of fiber, the new product has zillions of fibers.
Oh, I
There's
see.
More little
Okay,
bags
so more
inside.
rebar.
Yeah,
Smaller but more rebar.
yeah,
I like it.
more fiber.
Yeah. Okay,
So-
that's very, very good. I get it. So what's interesting about our efforts together here now is like I'm also developing like the less tape system or the hybrid taping system,
Yeah.
as well as our spray system.
Yeah.
Okay, so these two things are making a lot of sense together, and I'll go through and explain some more reasons why. And so I am at currently, I'm running 5 fuse in regular bevels. So you'll see here, now what was done is there is a fiber mesh that's laid in the bevel. Okay?
Okay.
I've been doing that for industry acceptance, right?
Yeah.
I'm making sure that I'm not shocking the industry too quickly.
Yeah.
Okay? So what I'm doing is I'm randomly, very randomly, not laying in tape. The majority gets the 5 fuse laid in when we box,
Yeah.
but randomly we just skip it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just rely solely on the product.
Yeah.
We're not even keeping track because we just actually want to see it, just no bias.
Yeah.
What fails, what holds,
Yeah.
and just ultimately how that all comes together.
Actually, the reality is even drywall itself, it
Oh.
cracks if you have enough stress. on the
100%.
wall.
Yes.
But sometimes people just think, if you use tape, it cracks. They say it's the building shifting.
Yeah.
But like I talk to some owners, so I don't use tape.
Right.
The first concern, the first question they ask is it going to crack?
Yeah.
If it cracks, they say you didn't use tape.
Yeah.
It sounds so much like if you use tape, it's never crack. Actually,
That's not true.
Not true.
No, it's not true.
It's not
No, that's a misnomer. I agree 100%. And this will explain a little bit more even about now our spray system, about
Yeah.
why we're doing what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
So this I've found to be an amazing improvement of our spray system because now there is no tape here.
Yeah.
Okay, so all that has been done is the bevel has been filled with the
Uh-huh.
tape and mud,
Yeah.
and we're adjoined to this sheet of drywall here,
Yeah.
right? And now we'll spray this out, right?
Mhm.
And then we'll trowel, and then we will run a finished angle.
Mhm.
But what we're able to do from all of that is we're able to run a much squarer
Yep. Much
interior angle.
Yeah.
So this has now led to less material, quicker drying time, a much easier way to handle 3-ways,
Yeah, yeah.
all of
That's
these
right.
things
Yeah.
that become very, very fine points of the finishing
Yeah.
that accelerate the process
Yeah.
down towards the end.
Yeah, that's right. For the 3 ways like this.
So
we
tight.
don't need to fit,
Yes.
to cover this, that.
Yes.
Also for
At
baseboard
one
going
time.
along the bottom.
Yes, as
Yeah,
well
it's
as a big
flat.
area of problem is that a baseboard will get installed, obviously not here, this is where the
Yeah.
fridge is going, but whatever. A baseboard will get installed, it now bows out
Yeah.
based on the tape having a bunch of mud built behind it. And then you can't even really just chisel it away because now you're just getting into the tape. It's a
Yeah,
mess.
that's right.
It's an absolute mess.
So the corner is pretty much square.
It's very square. Yeah, so I am now looking into how to modify our Bedex flusher heads because they produce them with too much.
The fiber, right?
A flusher head. So it's a tool, and it has it's basically built to 89 degrees
Yeah.
as opposed.
That's right.
Yeah, and I want to get it. I want to modify them and get them more directly to 90 degrees.
The one I use, it has spring there.
Oh, okay. You're using a
just
mechanical
kind
head.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, yeah,
pretty pricey. It's 300 something.
Right.
Like for one.
yeah. And we've
But
talked
it
about
works
getting into
good.
that. Yeah, we've talked about
Maybe
getting
good.
into that. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of. Oh, let's go out to the top floor where I remember that I skipped some tape.
Okay.
Okay.
So Mike, this is what